He talking about my mom. He say, you motherfucker. So you pass the line right there.
I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker. Right now, motherfucker.
You misunderstood that he didn't offend your mother.
No, he say, you motherfucker. I understand really well. Now I understand English. So. No tengo nada que decir. Solamente como lo voy a decir en español para que todos se me entiendan porque es puro mexicano. Que chingue a su madre. Chingue a su madre.
Look, I see fear, and that was fear right there, what he did. And I'm going to say it in Spanish so everybody understands, and you understood. Everybody understood.
So you're not going to say it in Spanish?
No.
So real quick, let's get right to it. We had a plaid Tesla race a turbo coyote. Can I be frank is the channel. Hopefully it doesn't copyright my shit. But both cars have GPSs on them. And it is an interesting one. But this is the only race I've seen that makes you realize the plaid is beatable. Issues with this race. I got a couple issues with this race. So if the race is to 140, the GPS on the Tesla says the Tesla 140, Tesla's ahead by a nose. But the Mustang also has a GPS. So this is from the Mustang point of view. 140, the Mustang is ahead. So this is why I absolutely hate racing, bullshit. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I hate racing with GPS shit. I hate racing all that garbage. So in my opinion, it's really not my forte because even GPSs can be wrong. That guy says the GPS was on the money. The other guy said that, so one guy could say at 140 I was ahead and the other guy could say at 140 I was ahead, but it at least showed that everything was pretty legit. Now, apparently this thing's having bandwidth issues, so it ain't my shit. It's, of course, as always, YouTube's problem because I have legitimately upgraded my shit. So, how you guys doing? YDBT Daily. Today we're talking is a 400 trans, a glide, a Powerglide, or a 400, a automatic trans or a manual trans when it comes to, again, when it comes to tuning. If you guys want to see that video and it was laggy, not my fucking problem. Go to Can I Be Frank, watch the video and check out for yourself. If you think the Mustang got ahead to 140, actually both GPSs were actually kind of funny. They were like, if the GPS on the Plaid said he was ahead, the GPS on the Mustang was ahead. But Turbo Coyote is the only car I've seen on a roll that's taking care or at least hanging in there with a Plaid. So it's nice to see. And it's not the computer. It's 100% YouTube streaming, guys. If you guys go to the computer, the Alex's internet. No, I pay $300 fucking dollars a month just to get this fucking internet popping. And it is 100% on YouTube streaming. And it's usually the OBS or some shit. If you don't like it, fuck you, unsubscribe, get the fuck out of my shit. So is a glide, let's say for instance you have a 10R80 car or a 6R80 car and you're making 1,000 plus and you're sick and tired of the 10R80 bullshit, you're sick and tired of the 6R80 bullshit, and you want to go turbo 400 or a glide. Well, from a tuning perspective, it's a manual. When you look at an engine harness and a body harness on a 10R80 or a 6R80 car, it has that big, stupid, round plug that goes to the back of the transmission. That hooks up, I think, to the lead frame. And that guy, or valve body, whatever, that guy communicates with the PCM, and it tells the car everything. Parking, the lever position, shift solenoid, pressures, everything. So when you disconnect it and throw a 400 in it, well, now the PCM's pissed the fuck off. PCM's going, whoa, where's your transmission? Well, what's the big deal, Alex? It's an automatic. I just put a Glide or a 400 in a 6R80 or a 10R80 car. Give me a tune for it. You got to make it a manual. You got to get a manual engine harness, body harness, whatever the fuck you need. Manual PCM. That's right. You have to convert the car essentially to a manual because you are manually shifting the gears. From a tuning perspective, if you keep the 10R80 or 6R80 engine / body harness in play, computer's going to be pissed off. It's going to go, wait a minute. I don't even know what gear position it's in. It's going to throw every circuit code on the planet. It's going to throw every ABS code on the planet. It's probably not even going to let you accelerate. Who the fuck knows what it's going to try to do? You absolutely need to convert it over to a manual. So before you upgrade to a 400 trans or a Glide trans, before you buy it, before you do any of that bullshit, get ready to convert it over to a manual. The car has to be then converted over to a manual. Cuban Coyote, who yesterday got called out by all of South California, or California, wherever the fuck he's at. I don't know what the fuck happened, but everyone all of a sudden wants to race Cuban Coyote. Why? Clout, 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 clout. Cuban Coyote is a known guy now. And he literally has won like 1 or 2 races since he has gotten his shit figured out. And everyone wants to race him. If that car hooks, guys, that car is going to be pretty fucking deadly. Same thing with 661 Bloodshot explosion, whatever the fuck crew he's in. They want to race him because of clout. I be Bloodshot or I be Cuban. They want to be known people. Why don't you guys just go race at a track? But the problem is where they're at. I don't think the track is a good option. I think the street, as you saw, some of the streets wherever they're located have extremely good prep. Chevrolet Lifestyle says $65 a month for 1 gig upload and download speed here in Meridian, Idaho. Meridian, Idaho. Middle of fucking nowhere where no one lives there. There's a reason it's $65. No one fucking lives there. No one uses the fucking internet. Hell, y'all fucking plowing fields. Internet in Ohio. Ooh, I paid $65 in Ohio. My $200,000 house has 5 acres in North Dakota. Shut up. Please shut up. When you live in civilization, then talk to me. So, from a tuning perspective, guys are getting out there and switching over to a 400 or a Glide, and they are dumbfounded. Wait a minute, I got to turn it to a fucking manual? It's an automatic. Actually, no, it's a manual. Because that little pigtail that goes to your 10R80 or 6R80 is now gone, and the computer's going to be fucking pissed, and you have to convert everything over to a manual. So understand, the guys, it has to happen. No exceptions. And if you have another tuner that can do it without having to switch to a manual, get tuned by him. There is a way we operate. You either do it or get the fuck out of here, or I'm going to fuck you out right now, motherfucker. Just exactly like Canelo says. Oh, and it's not playing.
This smells like jelly beans.
Wrong one.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Great Jehola says, I pay $130 for gig in Phoenix and $150 for business internet. That's 25 megabytes. So whack. Okay, so I'll get to some of the comments here for the people that are on because I've taken up 8 minutes of your whole lives. We got JD Swags in the house, Wid SVT, 508 Josh, Kevin McCann, Gordon Kemmerling, Kona GT, Egg Zach Lee says it's an automatic. He's wrong. So a lot of you guys said automatic. And you're wrong. You're 100% wrong. From a tuning perspective, you are manually shifting that transmission. From a tuning perspective, I don't give a fuck if you go, well, I think it's an automatic because it has fluid in it and a torque converter. From a tuning perspective, those transmissions are manually shifted. So when we tune it, it has to tune like a manual. That's literally what needs to happen. Man, what a day yesterday. I'm sure you seen my story, says Cuban Coyote. I did. Jared Wells says, I honestly don't know. I'm hurting my brain trying to think about this. How are you hurting your brain? You're a Ford tech. See, a lot of us have to think out of the box. A lot of you guys think very simply. No offense to you guys, and I'm not trying to come across as smarter than you guys, but when you really think about it, when you manually shift the transmission and the PCM is not shifting it, the PCM needs to think it's a manual. The PCM needs to think it's a manual. When you put a sequential PPG T56 in it, manual. When you put anything but a 6R or a 4R, manual. When you put a 4R70 behind it, you need a quick 6. It needs a manual calibration, 100%. Okay, Kip Cop the horse in the house, Kanye Sada, Antonio De Luca, because I bought an Engage and my friend ran over and I want to know how to get him back. Why the fuck would you put that on the chat? When I think of manual, I think clutch. Well, you're thinking, again, this is the problem with critical thinking and reading comprehension. The title of my video, it says, is a 400 trans or a glide trans in a Coyote an auto or a manual? In terms of tuning, people don't listen. What's up, Alex? It's Trevor Girlfriend, Bondo Bird, yo. Good morning. Andres Martinez, Juan Arturo Velez, George Figueroa, Robert Kenny, 305, Tyler Ellis, Kyle Ren, DIY Sean, Jared Wells again, Alfredo Diaz. Okay, we got a bunch of people here, so let me get to some of the questions just in case. Someone said, I appreciate the shout out. Can I be frank? There he is. Can I be frank? Said the speedometer on the GoPros aren't 100% accurate. So can I be frank? What happens then? Like, what happens when both of you are racing up to 140 and then there becomes a discrepancy or a issue with who won the race? Like, who won the race, right? Well, one of them says 140. The other guy says 140. So what do you do then? Like, what the hell do you do then? Do you just sit there and argue? I don't know what the hell happens. Someone asked the question, paid question, said here, Alex, I know 4 Innovations is the best, but what do you think about VMP return style?
Four Innovations fuel system.
Thanks for the money. My God. I don't know how many times I have to say it. If NASA comes out with a fuel system tomorrow, if Elon Musk himself builds a fuel system in his fucking garage, I'm always going to suggest 4 Innovations fuel systems. Like forever. I'm surprised they haven't. Look, a lot of people go, God, you recommend them all the time. How come they haven't shouted you up? They're not about that life, but that's okay. I'm not looking for handouts. All of my cars that have E85 in it have return style fuel systems. I've said it a million times. I can't believe I have to keep saying it over and over and over and over. Fresh Pastel says, what's up, bitch? Craig Hall says, what do you not understand? People Power Glides or Powerglide or Turbo 400 does not have electronics. It's not electronically shifted. Exactly. So in terms of tuning, Craig Hall, it is a manual. In terms of tuning, you got it. Alex, they just say you jumped and don't pay. That's the problem. Intensity. Now you understand why I don't race for money, because I would take it personal. Like, look, I see these races over on Valley Racing and Desert 1320, and there is groups of guys that bet, which to me is bullshit, because they can fuck with the guy to make him jump and stuff. Everyone yells jumped the moment the guy launches. Everyone yells jump. The good ones, the good races that happen over there are the shootouts where one guy or one crew, a third party, is involved calling the jump or no jump. That's to me legit, and the money is not even, there's betting money at the line. That's all good. But I'm saying racer, crew versus crew, fuck all that. You guys fuck with each other too much. And then when they don't pay, I am absolutely mind blown. Again, that Audi race comes up, the 240 race comes up, and I'm just like, I really don't want to race on the street. I want to race my friends. I want to race Jeremiah Camp. I want to race Nick Santarpia. I want to race Jake Long. I want to race people that have fast cars locally that are friends of mine. I don't care if you're a Luntoon customer and you want to race me. I don't need to race anybody to prove a point. I'm only going to race my fucking friends. What's up, everyone? Just checking in. Will set ya on the dash. And listen, Alex Gutierrez, so I take it you're a truck driver. How much power question? Like, that's a how much power question. RG, that's exactly like, it's like a how much power will the car make question. Alex, I know you say 4 Innovations fuel system, but what do you think about the VMP plug and play fuel system? It has 465 pumps in it. I don't give 2 fucking shits. 4 Innovations. You can always defeat the clutch pedal switch, not a park neutral safety switch. Just saying. Thank you very much. You're very much on the money. Kami commenter was hanging out with a Coyote NMRA car on Sunday, said kept smoking C4s and switched to a 400. Coca-Cola says Android versus Apple. Who cares? How much power will my kit make? They will go to Instagram and talk. KRM says, I'm late. Alex, would you do OPGs on a 600 horsepower Paxton? No. Fuck no. No. Look. I love scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through Facebook. It entertains my brain because of the stupidity and anything. But I saw somebody say, fresh oil pump gear install on a turbo car. It's not only blower cars that need OPGs. And I went, guys, and I'll ask you guys, what do turbo cars need to launch with boost that a blower car doesn't? What does a turbo car need to launch with boost that a blower car does not? I'll wait. Ezekiel Aripa says, sorry for the confusion about it, Alex. Was following David's videos when he was installing the 400 in his and didn't realize it was outdated info, says Ezekiel Aripe. So what does a turbo car need to launch with boost that a blower car doesn't? Fast Hippo says Motion Racers preferred mechanical fuel pump instead of multiple tank pumps for big fuel. Oh wait, that's for LS. Yeah, exactly. Like dumb shit. Mechanical, like yes, a belt driven pump to run meth, sure. But you know that 3 284s or 274s or 285s will supply 13 to 1400 wheel, no problem. Two-step trans brake. I love you guys. So when a shop or a person says, it's not only blower cars that fuck up OPGs, even turbo cars can't. Because you're fucking rattling the fucking timing chains, motherfucker. Stupid. Like, how stupid are you? Well, it's not just blower cars I need. Cause you. What do you think that's happening to the fucking oil pump gears and the chains? They're shaking like a motherfucker. So when people say to me, Alex, when does a car need oil pump gears? Honestly, never. It never needs oil pump gears. Would it be a good thing to have if you're going to be fucking on a two-step all the time? Sure. If you're on a 600 horsepower car that stays off the limiter, do you need it? No. Does Roush put OPGs in blower cars? No. Roush does not put OPGs in any other supercharged cars. They'll have stock OPGs because it's low boost and they have the softest rev limiter on the planet and the car never goes pop, 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 pop. I remember a YouTuber wanted to put a Ford motor in one of his cars, and he specifically wanted it to pop and bang off the limiter. And I went, dude, this is a Coyote. You can't get them for $500 at the junkyard. You can't rattle the chains without having adverse effects to the oil pump gears, the chain drives, the phasers, everything. Do you know what happened? I wish there was a clear cutout of the timing cover and lay it on the limiter and see what the fuck happens to the chains, the tensioners, the guides, the phasers. It fucking hates life. Right now, 50 says, okay, Alex, I go for innovations, but what level should I get to make 800 to 900 on an ESS tuning G3, E85, and what brand of injectors and CC? Okay, any 1000cc injector will be plenty of fuel for your horsepower needs, and at least a level 2, make sure you get the upgraded fuel rails. A lot of people are out there buying budget kits, and then they get a bale of wires 2 relays, a decent hat, and that's it. And some hoses. And I'm like, what about your fuel rail? What do you mean, what about the fuel rail? There's a restriction on Gen 3 fuel rails. If you look at the crossover pipe on Gen 3 fuel rails, what that'll do is, on certain budget fuel systems, is overpressurize the fuel rail and it'll open the relief on the hat. And the pumps will totally lose pressure, causing a lowering of fuel rail pressure on the fuel rail pressure sensor, or a rise in fuel trims on Gen 1 and Gen 2. So always get the fuel rails. Look at Cuban Coyote. Cuban Coyote had 1050Xs or FIC 1000s. He started making way above 800. Like, I suspect that car is making stupid power. Stock bottom end, by the way. And I said, bro, your AFRs are climbing, but your short trims are fine, which tells me there's a restriction somewhere. So I would upgrade your injectors. And since you're in there, upgrade your rails. He just did it. He didn't ask any. He goes, okay, bet. Bought it, put it in, car's fixed. You're the man. Thanks. That was the best explanation I've heard of OPGs. Everyone just wants to push them on every blower install. No fucking way. Now, if you're one of those perpetual psychopaths that slams it off the limiter often because you think it's cool, first of all, go to the subscribe thing of my shit and unsubscribe. Get the fuck out of here. There's plenty of the fuckboy channels that want to bounce off the fucking limiter. But if you do not lay on the limiter all the time and you're making 10 to 11 PSI, you don't need oil pump gears. Why the fuck do you need oil pump gears? Like, explain to me why you need oil pump gears unless you're resonating the chains and the tensioners and the phasers and slapping everything around because you're on the limiter hard. Stay off of the limiter. So a lot of people go to me, hey, Alex, my car revved all the way to 7,900 RPMs and I was waiting for the limiter to kick in. I go, wait a minute. You have this thing called a foot, and you can lift it. And you know what magically happens when you lift your foot off of the accelerator? The car stops revving. So there are people out there, guys, that are basically leaving it up to Jesus and the tuner and just go, what? Bop, 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 bop. Stop, end the log. And I'm like, wait, you think that's okay, what you just did? Do you think what you just did was okay to your car, to your tuner? You need to not own a vehicle if you ever go, what? And don't even worry about the car's RPMs until it hits a limiter. Like you need to just sell the car. You need to get into a completely different fucking hobby. If you are relying on the tuner and the rev limiter to stop the revs from rising, you need to just sell your fucking car. Cuban County says, okay, bet. Everyone agreed the Mustang won the race. There you go. I can't help it. It says, can I be frank? That's good. So a twin turbo, who tunes it? Look, I don't think Lund tunes it because I would have heard about it. So I'm sure it's one of the big 3. I mean, there's only one big one, but the other 2 that are around hovering. But there's other smaller shops that they know what they're doing with Coyote stuff. It'd be interesting to know who's tuning that car. It sounded like a 6R80 or a 400, so I'm not 100% sure. The hot sauce says, I can't help it. I like bouncing off the rev limiter. Then you need to unsubscribe from my shit. You have a GT350. Didn't you blow up your GT350, make it about 900 wheel? And I told you on this chat, you are going to blow it up. And sure as shit, you blew it up. Alex, do you know about how much? Do you know? Alex, do you know much about or have an opinion on the 2021 in the F-150 with the oil pump driven by the Kevlar belt and the cylinder deactivation? No. Thank you for the money. No, nothing. Didn't your black car not have a rev limiter? Exactly. So people go, wait a minute, Alex, why did it go all the way to 7,900? I'm like, because if there is no rev limiter, you don't hit it. What do you mean? I wanted to hit the rev limiter. Why do you want it to hit the rev limiter? Well, I don't want it to over rev. Okay, so then I institute a throttle cut. So it goes, what? And they go, wait a minute, Alex. It feels like it's just laying over. Why isn't it going pop, 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 pop? You want a hard limiter? Yeah. No. No. What do you mean? It's my car. It's my car. So you should tune it totally different than the 8,000 other cars that have the exact same mods. I heard another customer say that shit today. You know, this is a completely different truck than all the others. You mean the same you think Ford do you think in 2015 every automatic non-premium car got different tunes from Ford? Listen to yourself, moron. listen to yourself. Do you think in 2015, Ford at the assembly plant was like, well, there's a yellow 15 auto non-premium car. Here's a tune. There's a blue one, non-premium car. Different tune. No, dickhead. It got the same tune. So if I have a Whipple FIC 1000H return style fuel system E85 19 auto, and then another customer has the exact same fucking mods, am I gonna give them a completely different tune? Stupid. No. I'm gonna start with the same base. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna give you his final version as your base. Just bring the rev limiter down so that you don't fucking slam it through the limiter on the first revision. And guess what happens, guys? It's on the money, and by revision 2 or 3, it's making 1,000 horsepower. They go, thank you, bye-bye, see you later, and they're gone. They're out of my life. There are still people out there that are going, every car is different. You should give me a new tune. Do you know that every car is different? Really? Did Ford somehow make 17,000 different Coyotes? Did somehow Ford make a bunch of different injectors that came in Coyotes? Did somehow Ford make a whole bunch of different cold airs on the same Coyotes? No. They're exactly the fucking same. Repeatable data. That's why tuners like things that have repeatable data. PMAS, ID, FIC, D-Torque 95s, all the 1000cc and up injectors seem to be damn legit. PMAS has the same MAF curve for every fucking cold air. Why do we suggest certain parts? As tuners, we want repeatability so that if there's a mechanical variable, we can say, it ain't the MAF, it ain't the injector, it ain't the Whipple, it ain't the... That's how you get good at tuning. You get repeatable parts, you like them. Now, some people go, well, I think it'll be better if I make my own cold air. And then the elbow collapses and they wonder why it's flowing less. In the last 2 weeks, I have seen more intake, custom intake, cold air intake, elbows collapse. Literally collapse at wide open throttle. But hey, you want to fancy yourself a Billy Badass fucking fabricator, have at it. That's the issue that other cold air manufacturers don't have. They just don't have. There's a reason why the plastic is hard there. There's a reason why the couplers are a certain way. There's a reason why things are made a certain way based on things collapsing. So, guys, I love you. I understand you want to make your own custom parts and put your own signature on your vehicle. Stop it. Make it repeatable. Enjoy your vehicle. Stop trying to be Billy Badass parts maker. Use the shit that's out there already. It is so fucking vetted. There is no reason to reinvent the wheel. Marcus Haldren says, a 5.0 Gen 1 with a Boss short block and a 2.9 Whipple making 670 on pump 95 RON. Isn't that rolling the dice? No, not on a Boss short block. No. Nope. Not on a Boss short block. No. If it's a Boss short block, fuck no. It's like a Gen 2 Mustang short block. No problem. 670s, no problem. No problem at all. Those are the people the same who want cams in the Coyote to chop, then tell a tuner to make them chop. Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys go, and I think this is not necessarily the end user's issue. I think it's a combination of a shop telling them, oh yeah, with cams, you're going to make 30 more and it's going to sound nasty. Then you put them in and they're like, it doesn't sound nasty. It sounds actually really, really tame. And as a tuner, I go, did you expect them to chop? Yeah, they were sold to me as choppy. I go, no, your stock cams actually chop better than aftermarket cams. Yeah, 153 likes and 264 viewers. What the fuck's wrong with you people? Something at the comments. What's going on with the comments? What's comments? Can I get the limiter delete tune? Once it's tuned, it's not your car anymore. Exactly. HPJ recommended OPGs. Then I got my blower installed. That's on HP. That's on them. That's on them. That's on them. Don't ask me about that shit. I don't run a shop. But let's say if I'm at the front desk. Okay. Hey, hot sauce. Let me tell you a little bit of something about sales, right? When you go to a dealership and you buy a car, they're going to try to upsell you on everything. Would you like the ceramic coat with that, sir? Would you like the optional tint, sir? Would you like the optional, leather interior, sir? You go, no, I just want the car, that car. I want that car. Are you sure? Because, and look, I went to I used to have a Genesis, and I went to the Hyundai dealership to get a free oil change. I was owed a free oil change. And the service writer, I told the story before, but I'll say it again. The service advisor, service writer, whatever, goes, Mr. Flores, we're going to have a conversation. I go, really? I thought my car was blowed up. I'm like, I just came here for an oil change. He's like, oh, look at this. This is your cabin filter. I go, whoa, it's pretty dirty. He goes, yeah, oh, boy, good thing we did our 100-point inspection. Now, we can replace it for you. I said, oh, go ahead, give me a price. Comes back, $87. The filter was $30, which was marked up, and the son of a bitch had labor. I go, let me ask you a question. Did you charge me to remove that filter to inspect it? No, sir, it's part of our complimentary 100-point inspection. Okay, I will buy your filter at your high bloated price as long as you don't charge me labor to put it back. He goes, well, we got to charge you labor to put it back. Okay, then put my old one back. Are you gonna charge me to put labor on the old one? Are you gonna charge me to put back the old filter? He was like, fuck. I go, right, dickhead. Give me the filter. Put it in, don't charge me labor. If not, put my old shit back in because you ain't going to charge me anyway. It's the same motion. You're making the same motion, putting it back in with either a new filter or an old filter. So, if you go to a shop and you go, I want a Whipple supercharger on my GT350, they're going to go, we highly suggest you put oil pump gears in it. It's part of the upsell. God, that's how it works. Shops make money on labor. So you could roll the dice and say, well, Alex said I don't need it. Or you could say, you know what? For insurance purposes, sure. Now, in your case, you're making 900 plus. You're way over 10 PSI. You blew it up. You chucked the rod. I guarantee if you would have kept the fucking stock OPGs in it, you would have chucked the rod anyway, and the OPGs would have been fucking mint. Bet me on that shit. Upsell them upgrades. Can you tune Street Fighter 2 Mexican accent? I agree. Love that Alex recommended them. A little late, my friend. What's up? Maki fails the moose test. HPJ does really good with the care of their customer. No, HPJ is good people. Today we got 2 cards on the dyno. They're getting back at it real nice and strong, and that's nice to see. We did like a 970 horsepower 09 GT500. Tomorrow it's going to be like a Whipple 19 we're going to fuck with. So, and then I got a couple other guys in North Carolina. I got like 3 or 4 dyno sessions tomorrow. It'll be a happy, happy day. Would you like a happy ending, sir? I don't get it. As soon as I open the video, I like it. I don't subscribe to anyone that I'm not going to like a video they put out. I don't know. Look, a lot of people watch you to try to get ammunition on you, right? Like I guarantee certain things I say throughout the day, people try to say, well, can that get him fired? Can that get him fired? I really would like to see him out of the industry. So what can I hear him say so that I can spin it in such a way that something that'll get him fired? How about fuck your mom? Tell my boss that I said fuck your mom, to you guys, to the customer. They're going to go, oh yeah, okay. Hey, Alex said to fuck my mom. And Senior's going to go, okay. Did you say something stupid? So it's funny. My OPGs were mint when they tossed the rod to the moon. It's a two-speed Powerglide tuned by FM Motorsports in Miami. Never heard of them, but good to know. But yeah, look, that car is fast. So a Glide turbo car can get it done and beat up on a Plaid. I'm sure it made over 20 PSI during that pull. Alex, what do you think is causing my lean issue in idle? I checked the couplers and yeah, I'm on the Vortec file. Okay, no, look, if you're usually Vortec, Paxton, and ESS MAF curve are super vetted, Eliza's, super vetted. So when I see a 13% lean issue, I go, is everything on and tight? Is everything good? Are all the charge pipes nice and tight? The MAF sensor's not loose. The couplers aren't loose anywhere. The bypass valve, valve, it's not leaking anywhere. The bypass line, nothing. That's why we ask all those questions before making adjustments. Should have did rods for insurance instead. But can you fix my brain in the tune? Says Matt 211 GT. Is the Whipple 132 lazy compared to the stock throttle body? Yeah, there's a latency. There's an inherent delay. It's a big oval throttle body, guys, so it's not going to be as crisp as a stock throttle body. Same thing with the GT350 throttle body, BBK, Ford Racing 90, same shit. Karens are everywhere. At least the EPA hit that like. Exactly. At least the EPA hit the like. They're waiting for you to slip up. Look, I've been doing this for 3 years almost. the show. If I haven't slipped up yet, I ain't going to slip up. Riley Neufeld says, my time is too valuable for me to spend it trying to get dirt on someone. The nerve of some people. Do you think I have the time and that I care enough to see what someone else is doing and like try to fuck with them? No, unless they're directly fucking with me and my money, I really don't pay attention to what anyone does. Like someone told me the other day, Stang Mode got a Cobra. And I went, well, that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. Is it true? I don't know. I don't know if he got a Cobra. But if he did, it makes total fucking sense. But until I see it, I'm not going to comment on it. I go, okay, Stang Mode got a Cobra. Cool. Fuck you want me to say? Hey, Alex, have you ever tuned a car with modified stock injectors, 95-pound, 1,000cc? What? What? Did they drill it out with a fucking dentist drill? No, I refuse to. Unless the only 1,000cc injectors we will tune, FIC 1000H, D-Torque 95, ID 1000s, or ID 1050X. That's it. Plain and simple. Not going to waste my time trying to dial in individual cylinder fueling because someone drilled it a little sideways. Modified stock injectors. How long do I get the tank to flash flex tune in ID 85? How long do I get the tank to flash flex tune in ID 85? Rich 50. Those are the questions I get every day. I don't even know what he's trying to say. Alex, I just installed my 4-innovation system on a 17 with a Gen 3R. What PSI should I set the regulator at idle? Thanks for the great info. Let's get those likes up, guys. At idle, with a boost reference line install in the regulator, 45 PSI. If it's a Gen 3, the DI goes to 65 or 70, no boost reference. The PI, port injection side, at idle, when the car's running idle, 45 PSI with a boost reference line installed. Alex, in regards to hot sauces comment, HPJ steered me away from OPGs to save me money, explaining why I didn't need them. There you go, Gordon Kemmerling. See what I mean? So I didn't throw them under the fucking bus. Just listen to your tuner. It's not rockin' science. Cuban Coyote. Cuban Coyote has gone from, boy, I don't think I've ever met anybody like Cuban. Had a stick car with cams, GT350 throttle body. I said, take that throttle body off, put the stock one on. I think he did it. I'm not 100% sure. He locked up the IMRCs. He wanted me to fuck with the ghost cam. I said, it's not going to work with that throttle body and those cams. He goes, okay. Blew up the MT82. I said, bro, if you want to party, it's time for a 400. Did that. Had fun with the Paxton for a little bit. Then he upgraded to turbo. I said, tune doesn't have to change all that much except for MAV curve and a couple of other things. So he had a turbo 400 based on my recommendation. Went ahead, sold that, got the turbo kit from David Van Voris, put it in his car, tuned it, and he was out there racing. Oh, I'm sorry. He ran out of injector. Then he had a stall issue, some stalling issues that we fixed. And then he's out there racing people. Like over the course of a year or two, the dude just listened. And after us outlining the build, the guy's running, and now he's getting called out by all the cars in South Cali. That's how you know you've made it, when you get called out by everybody. What's up, Alex? Hope all is well. Hope Tony didn't deep throat that bone. Is it okay to daily a faceplate at T56, or is that a race-only trans? To me, it's a race-only trans. I think when I was 21, 22, I thought to myself, I want the loudest, stupidest, dumbest thing with slicks, and I want to take it to work every day. Then after hating my life, losing a lot of my hearing the trans clunk all the time, not having AC in it, and having my back sweat up against the seat, I said, I think it's time to be an adult. I think it's time to be a fucking adult. And I said, fuck that. This is race car shit only. Then modern cars became really, really fast with all the amenities in the mid to late 2000s. And then I was like, I'm into this adult shit. I'm into this AC 1,000 horsepower game. I'm all about that life. Like every single time I get in the GT500, a car that you guys think is ridiculously badass, I go, this sucks. This car sucks. To drive all the time. To race, it is mint. To drive from here to Publix and get a sandwich, it's death. It sucks. You know how cool that car would be with a stick AC? Oh, it'd be awesome, but it's not going to have that. It's going to be race car only. The red truck from PBH running 11s on 93 doable without fuel system? Yes. Can you get away with a boosted pump? Yes. If you're going to stay on pump gas, you do not need a complete fuel system. MS-109 worth it compared to 93 on a mild bolt-on Gen 1? I mean, it's race gas. It's race gas, but I don't think it's going to make it that much more power than 93 based on your mods. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be more resistant to knock, but I don't think it'll make like 30 more horse than pump gas. I think it'll make 10 to 15 or maybe a little more torque. I just want to say thank you for the recognition on yesterday's video. The whole team watches your channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. So did you get any uptick in subscriber count? I hope you got like at least 10 or 15 guys, because I don't know, you guys put out good content. I like Wesley, and I think there's certain people in this game that should get recognized more. I understand you got to kind of play the game to get recognized. You got to kind of play the whole social media game and this and this and that. But I think certain people just deserve that kind of recognition. And people like you guys in Wesley have been doing it for a very long time without a lot of fanfare, without a lot of recognition. You guys just do it for the love of the shit, which blows my mind because I lost my love of racing a long time ago. Still stock throttle body, non-ported, LOL, says Cuban Coyote. Tominator says, yes, he got an 04 Red Cobra for his next giveaway. For his next giveaway, let me guess, you got to buy a shirt at his website. And he only gives it away when the website generates $28,000. Gotta love those giveaways. Can car be normal driven as it is right now? Yeah. Eliza, you're fine. You could drive it. Just don't go watt till tomorrow, and we'll take care of the math curve. We'll make sure that there's no leaks. And then we'll go watt tomorrow and then party. So you'll be done tuning by tomorrow if there are no issues with leaks or fueling. Black Motors Matter says stop by to say, hey, got a new job at the powerhouse of a polymer manufacturing plant after getting laid off from the coal-fired power plant due to Democrats. Not a staying owner, but love the show. Polymer, interesting. Is it like a Solutia style place? Like basically white chemicals. Basically, you you mix stuff from a white tank to another tank, and then basically you're making like the things that make the windshield not crack. There was a couple of companies down by me where I grew up in Holyoke, Massachusetts, and Indian Orchard, Massachusetts, where Solutia and a couple of other places that basically the place stank like burnt plastic all the time. But those guys made $35 to $40 an hour. Big money to me. You should see Wesley riding that small bike. It is kind of funny to see him. He's a big boy now. He's got to cut it out with the the dude was eating a slice of pizza, dipping it in ranch. Like he was eating a pizza, dipping it in ranch. I'm like, so you want to die? So you want to die? New tune needed to pulley down or just a data log? New tune needed to pulley down or just a data log? Jesus, if you're on the 85, you don't need anything. But if you are on pump gas, you can't go any higher in boost than 10 PSI or 11 PSI, in my opinion. There's no AC and noise isn't bad. The worst part is having to talk some weirdo for an extra 5 minutes as you fill up your car. Dale, I know you had a dart that would jump a Coke can back in the day. I wish you could have tagged you in a post. Guy said you can't tune nitrous cars. I asked him if it was you or was it the guy doing the nitrous. It went downhill from there. I had it. Look, Brian from Finish Line Performance. Brian from Finish Line Performance. Today, 19 auto car. Goes watt with the non-nitrous tune. Timing and fueling is where I want it. He goes watt with the nitrous tune. I go, what's bottle pressure? He said 900. So it's a little fat. Do me a favor. Take one pill. Take one jet size smaller on the fuel side. Put it in, go watt. Magic. Tune was on the money. It was just the fuel side had too big of a jet. And it ended up causing a rich condition, causing the PCM to pull fuel. And I said, and it goes, and it made more power, Alex. I go, ain't that some shit? He was done in 3 pulls. Bye. I don't know how to tune nitrous. Get the fuck out of here. One of our guys is looking for a Whipple Coyote stick shift in his 03 Cobra. Only of our guys. Oh, he said, I think he meant one of our guys looking to Whipple Coyote stick shift his 03 Cobra. Nice. That's going to be expensive as fuck. I'll tell you, man. He's got to have at least a Gen 2 Coyote. He's got to have a Whipple 3.0, at least a Whipple 3.0, Gen 5 in my opinion, not a 2.9, not a Gen 3, not a Gen 2 or a Gen 3 2.9. Has to be a Gen 5 3.0. That to me is the one you want to fuck with. The 3.8 is not necessary right now. It's just stupid power. And it's just too big, in my opinion. I think it's too big and it's going to cause belt slip. Bet me on that shit. Unless you have Billy Badass tensioners and billet fucking cranks, the 3.8 is going to cause nothing but belt slip issues eventually. Can you no-lift shift Mustang transmissions? Sure. Might blow them up, but you can. By the way, guys, I did pick up my 19 Mustang yesterday from Chamberlain Motorsports over in West Palm Beach, Florida. Has a Ben Calamer Stage 2 MT82. Billet shift forks, badass synchros, a McLeod clutch. I'm going to drive it a lot. And then I'm going to get it detailed Saturday so that it makes this nice little video debut, because by then I'll have about 500 miles in it and I'm going to try to blow the engine because the engine's hurt. But I want to really rape on that car, put some race gas in it and get on video, do some 60 to 130 draggy hits on it, drive it around, do a whole bunch of dumb shit. That's going to be a whole bunch of fun. See if I blow it up. I'll stay local in case I do blow it up. I can get it easily. Pizza and Ranch. He's Southern. That's like grape and jelly on chicken biscuit. Ugh, disgusting. Alice, great job with my 18 A10 VMP Odin fuel system 85 tune. The car kills 345/30 so bad, I need to put drag radials to get you a log. Forced Horse. Were you the guy getting me 6-gear logs? There was a guy, no, that was a turbo guy. There was a guy today gave me 6-gear watt logs on the street with like 900 wheel. I'm like, you are fucking psycho. What are your thoughts on the P51 cold air intake? It's not great. It's not any better than a engine, K&N, AEM, or stock cold air intake. Now, what do I recommend? PMAS because of the data. And if you want to get a JLT or a Steeda, that's fine. But I do not recommend anything else because it's not any better than a engine, a K&N. It's not any better. It's just someone else trying to make another cold air intake. That's all it is. Phil says 17 GT with a 2.3 TVS and a 79mm pulley. Would you feel comfortable staying on 93 in North Carolina? Should I get a fuel system and run 85 to be safe? Not easy to get you here, but I can order it by the barrel. Now, dude, as long as you stay on pump gas and no higher than 10 to 11 PSI, you should be good. And I think the 79mm pulley is right on the cusp of being able to produce about 11 PSI on a Coyote at sea level. Emil M, I think that's Emil Mora, if I'm not mistaken. Miami, dude, says channel support. Thank you very much, sir. Alex, about to give the white car the move. Bye-bye, Gen 3 engine. Rest in peace, cylinder 7. It's already fucked. And I got a short block already, so I can just blow it up. I got a couple other cars I can fuck with. I have a second garage I can do the work in. I'm okay. Care to share what gearbox and clutch combo costs, excluding labor? So I think Calamer Transmission has a website. Yeah, I think Calamer Transmissions has a website. Yeah, here we go. Look at that. Where's 1080p monitor? Boom. Calamer Transmission. So we got MT82s, MT82. Oh, D4 MT82 right here. Wow, he's got a nice website. Good job, Ben. There you go. This is what I got. This is exactly what I got. His stage 2. He got stage 1, 2, and 3. I have a stage 2. Pre-built stage 2 is $36.50 shipped in the U.S. lower 48. $500 refundable core charge. Approximate turnaround time is 1 to 2 days. Stage 3 coming soon. 2018 shift weight delete for the shift mass 50 plus 9. And that's what I got. I got this right here is the shift weight delete. Because right here on stock transmissions, there's like a big weight to make gear transitions easier or lighter on the handle, but to be honest, it's just a big clunky dumb piece of shit. But Ben Calamer ended up putting billet shift forks in the deal. See right here, he's got his own billet shift forks and some badass synchro. So my stage 2 Ben Calamer build costs $36.50. Clutches are going to be about $1,200, $1,300, or $1,400. It ain't cheap, but it's literally how it's been for the last 10 years with him. If I have to buy a drive shaft and a clutch already, T56 or stage 3 Ben Calamer MT82 Explodey. If you have to buy a drive shaft and a clutch, how about a shifter and a cross member? You don't have to buy a shifter and a cross member or a drive shaft. So you can just go to Ben Calamer MT82. JD Swag gave me some candy and Canadian money. Love it. Thoughts on VP C85? Good. Very good. I mean, it's a slightly lower stoic than, or higher stoic than E85. Is it 985 or is it like in the low 9s? Is it 9.85 or in the low 9s? I don't know. But with the E85 tune, it doesn't trim more than 2 or 3% off. So I just tell people to run it on the E85R tune, and it usually trims right on the money. I had a Powerglide on my 67 Camaro. I love 2 speeds. Our E85 distributor, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, said they won't be getting any of it anymore. They have to drive 1.5 hours to get it, 55-gallon drum runs. What clutch do you recommend on a 17? I'm going to try to get to 800, but I don't think my stock clutch will hold. It will not hold, so you're going to need a Mantic, you're going to need a McLeod, or you're going to need whatever McLeod RST or an RXT. But as always, you might have issues going forward with the gears on a very aggressive clutch like an RXT. You will explode shit. So be mindful. You might have to rebuild the trans at that power level. Alex, did you mean by the Camaro? Okay, Alex, what did you mean by the Camaro got the better 10-speed transmission on the other chap? The Camaro A10 is better than the Mustang A10. The Camaro 10R80 that was co-developed with them and Ford, they got the better variant. And no, it does not bolt up to the Coyote. But I think it's the E-clutch. The Camaro E-clutch, I think, can hold more clutches, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that because I don't know shit. But I know for a fact the Camaro 10R80 does not have any of the issues that the Mustang 10R80 has. Love you, man. Can't wait for those white car videos, says Mini Bike Madman. Alex, when are you going to start raffling N-gauges? I'll buy merch to enter. No way. Alex, already got that. Good. And 315's goated, whatever that means. See, people stop saying goated. You sound really fucking stupid when someone says goated. Like, meaning something is great or awesome. That thing's goated, bro. Alex is goated. Oh, man, I'm goated. Shut up. Sound really fucking stupid. The T56 comes with a shifter and crossmember, and I definitely need a drive shaft either way. I also have a stick shifter right now, so I guess I'll need that either way too. Well, Isaiah Davalos didn't just get a T56, right? You already made the decision yourself. What blower would you recommend for a 2012 MT82 around 600 wheel? Any blower. I'm a REB, whatever. You could get a Paxton, a 2.3 TVS, a Vortec V3, a Whipple. Any blower will make 600 in a Gen 1 Coyote. Just got here, but the Camaro has 2 10R80 variants, right? I don't know. I don't know shit. Someone says 315s are the GOAT. It's so stupid. I think he means vetted. No, I think they literally mean goated. Thanks for the help. Still waiting on the trans from Ben to send you the data logs. Going on 10 weeks, still not shipped. Phil, give him a buzz. If it's a Gen 3 MT82, he shipped mine like super fast, and he has a bunch of them ready to go. And he said turnaround time is like 2 days. So just give him a buzz. He doesn't answer Facebook. Guys, call him. He's one of those guys that needs a call. He does not answer Facebook messages or emails. He does it old school. 661 in the house. He goes, what I missed? Cuban told me to hop on here, and I was in class. No, we're good. Alex is tired of y'all blower and power questions. I'm totally tired of blower and power questions and fuel system questions. Like guys, you understand, I've said this for 3 years. How much power will it make? I already told you what. Can I pull it down on 93? No, not like there's so many basic 101 questions that when they're asked, I just don't have the time for them. I want something else. I want to give you guys a little bit of more broader knowledge of shit. The basic 101 stuff, go back to the old videos and watch those, and you'll get caught up on some dumb shit. Can you explain why a flat plane crank is better than an LS crank? Okay, he's just trying to be funny. Like, he's just trying to be funny, right? Like, there's no way he's serious. I'm not even going to entertain that. Cuban, when is that car going to make a pass? It's going to be this weekend, I'm sure. I'm sure this weekend, Cuban Coyote is going to be racing everybody in South Cali. So he's probably going to have like 3 or 4 races by the end of this week. Because he's got a GTR, Camaro, a Corvette, and I think a Cadillac CTSV wants to fuck with him. He goes, I already made passes. Honestly, Honestly, I've made the decision. Just curious, which gearbox would you go with if the variables like the shifter, drive shaft, crossmember were eliminated? The MT82. The MT82 to me is a good trans for high revs with minimal stuff. It's a good transmission. It just needs some love. So the Stage 3 Ben Calamer fixes all of the downfalls of the MT82. I think you have to put the scrolling text back. Yeah, where's the scrolling text? Because, God damn it, these people, bro. Like, it blows my mind. Scrolling text. Price is right. Freaking A. It's a trap. Too high power. Oh, too high power. I haven't heard that.
Check this out, fool. You coming a little too high.
Scrolling text. Here we go. Fuel system. Look at that. Look at the first one. Fuel system. 4 innovations. Stocked auto bodies preferred. Yeah, there you go. TV hit it. There we go. Scrolling text is back. 661 for real. Everyone decided to call me out. What happened, Cuban? Did you make a post recently that pissed everybody off and everyone at the same time called you out? Like, what happened there? I'd love to know what ended up happening that all of a sudden you got called out on a bunch of shit. When do you think the next Texas 2K will be at? Don't care. I'm stopped going to that event. I literally don't care. Okay, thank you. Stage 3 MTD2 it is. Got it. Now, the Gen 2 Stage 3 billet shortage, it was supposed to be 6 weeks, but they got screwed from their metal supplier. I've been keeping in touch. I just don't want to be annoying. Understood. I'm sure once the supplies get back in, he's going to be cranking out transmissions nonstop. Wasn't trying to be funny, but why is a Coyote motor easier to get power out of than a lot or LS? Boy, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. Can someone interpret what he's trying to say? Because he said flat plane crank. And a flat plane crank doesn't come in a Coyote, right? Like, it doesn't come in a Coyote. So he knows that. I hope he knows that. A flat plane crank does not come in a Coyote. Comes in a Voodoo, which is a 5.2 GT350 motor. So he's all fucked up there. What PSI is the max for 93? An Octanium Whipple. Octanium, meaning high octane, so 100 octane. Whatever the fuel pump will provide. Whatever the fuel pump will provide. Because let's say if you have, I've seen cars go make 850 horsepower with about 14, 15 PSI. Blower Whipple cars making, big boy power with Octanium or some kind of race gas. So it's similar stuff. Cubic Head, we called out another team vet, but it was down. So then their GTR called me out thinking I was going to turn it down, and his car is down too. Wait a minute. So you called out a Corvette. That team's Corvette is down. Then the GTR is like, oh, you want some of this? And you were like, bet. And they're like, oh, no, fuck it. It's down. Then the ZL1 is for sure a race. He gapped 661, so he needs to gap him back. Interesting. Mariana Trench 2K replaced Texas 2K. That's an inside joke. Love it. He didn't want to do anything, Alex. Just want an easy win from that slow blue Mustang. Got it. I got a couple minutes left. I'm going to get the fuck out of here, and I'm going to fuck with the Fairmont. Going to put a 3.0 pulley. Right now it has a 3.7. This is a 3-inch pulley. This is a 2.625. So that's what's going to be. I'm going to put this guy on. With this 3.0 pulley, it went 8.7 at 153, unported. Now I'm going to shove this pulley in it and see what it does. It's probably going to have belt slip, but I have a Grip Tech version of a 2.625. So we'll see what ends up happening. So that's what I'm going to do with the Fairmont. But before that, I'm going to race the red truck with a 375 pulley in the Fairmont. And Jake's going to be like on 12 or 14 PSI. Try to get that on video. Don't think it'll be today. I think it'll be this weekend. What do you wish to see more of with today's young people and cars? I want them to stop fucking with cars. I want young people to stop fucking with cars. They really need to do I don't know. They need to watch anime. They need to do cosplay, dress up as Goku, the 8 different versions of him. Don't fuck with cars. It's over. Cars are getting so stupidly modified now. Men, grown ass men with balls between their legs, are putting glitter on their car and making the headliner look like the night sky. You're gay. You're gay. When you put glitter on your steering wheel, on your dash, and you make the headliner look like the night sky, you are a homosexual. And you need to just stop fucking with cars. You need to worry about your Gucci belt. You need to worry about your fucking swag, your sneakers. You look good. Stop fucking with cars. You look fucking stupid. But yeah, I love you, man. I just, second shift racing, it's just, call me old. But even when I was a younger cat, I would see these dumb motherfuckers modify their shit all riced up. And I'm like, man, I don't know what happened. But my generation, or me, I'm more old school than people my age. I literally see people my age putting the night sky headliner on their car. And I'm like, you're a fucking homo, dude. How do I know you're a homo? You participate in gender reveal parties. You're a homo. It's okay. If you participate in a gender reveal party, you're a homosexual. If you got one of those balloons that says your age and you posted it on Instagram looking away all artistic, like over a fucking cliff with 22 holding up balloons that say 22, you're gay. You're gay. So I need kids to stop fucking with cars because everything is trending towards gayness. It's for Instagram and likes. Oh, we like cars though. Is Octanium just as good as Boostane? Yeah, it's the same shit. Torco, Octanium, Boostane, same exact shit. Hey, I'm 23 and I just installed the Whipple myself. Kyle Wren says I'm hurt. Sorry for the questions. Gathering other parts over my winter project. It done. RGB headlights. Alex, it's a race car. What's an RGB headlight? I don't even know what the fuck that is. 2018 F-150, 5.0 roll drive, 315 open diff, Whipple 3.0. What do you recommend for the rear end? A limited slip differential. You can put the Caltrex bars in it. Beltec lowering kit. That'll help you immensely. Who the fuck is hitting me up nonstop? God damn it. Why do people hit me up at fucking 5 o'clock? Just because you're done working doesn't mean I want to fucking chat with you. I want to be left alone. You know when you should chat with me? When I'm getting paid to chat. My God, my phone just fucking blew up. Everyone got out of work and goes, let me see what Alex is up to. He must be doing nothing. What the fuck? Get a life. Oh, good. I'm out of here. Jesus Christ. It's been an hour. All right, guys. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to be on tomorrow. YDBT daily tomorrow, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully, we'll see if Cuban races tonight. He posted up. I'll talk about that tomorrow. If not, whatever comes up during the day today. And tomorrow, we'll talk about on the next YDBT Daily. Have a great night, guys.